Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I'm close to a busy main road and it's still rush hour, so I apologise for the noise, but I'll try and keep the microphone close to my mouth so you can hear me. But anyway, I'm doing a bit of ride on mowing and I was thinking this will make a good little video. I just want to share a bit of logic with you, and also I was thinking of what I was going to call the video, and what I'm going to call it is slow and steady wins the race. And what I mean by this is that I'm mowing an area of grass now for the first time this year, and I've been holding back on it because it's been so wet. But there comes a point where you just got to go out and mow wet grass because the grass is not going to wait for you. You just hear Michael, he's just started his lawnmower. So anyway, I'll just show you what I'm doing. So I've got this stretch of grass to cut, and I've actually gone and cut this grass on 4 inches high, you know, roughly. And then on this side you can see I haven't cut it yet. Now to look at it, it doesn't look bad on the eye, but it's about 1.5 inches higher than I want it eventually later on in the year. But what I'm doing today, right, is it's just going nice and slow. With most ride-on mowers, if you go through the grass too quick when it's wet, it's going to clog up. So from my experience, guys, over the years, it's just go along at a snail's pace. It's better to do that than keep getting off your lawnmower and trying to unblock it. On this Kubota, I have got a lever here I can put my foot under while I'm using the mower, and if that's loose, I know it's not blocking up. But also, when I do that, if there's any grass built up in there, it drops the grass out the bottom. So, you know, I've been using this machine for many years, so even by the noise of it, I know if it's close to getting blocked up. I sometimes I'll just stop mowing. I'll keep cutting, but I'll just stop and pause for a bit, put my foot under this lever, give it a wiggle, and when it's nice and free, I know I'm ready to go again. But I just go nice and slow. And also what I might do is just drop it down, the deck down at 1/2 inch, and go over it again. So some of that cut grass that's clumpy, it's just going to spread it out. But as I go through the year, I'm going to just keep dropping it down 1/2 inch until I get to the optimum height. And eventually in the summer, when I'm cutting this, it'll look like I've just mulched it. You won't see, you know, any piles of grass or anything. What I will do sometimes, if necessary, if there's any big clumps, I'll just get the blower out. Now I did used to collect the grass here, and this is a little bit of an example of the difference between residential and commercial. I used to always collect the grass here and take it away, and I used to, you know, put it in bags and then have to lift it onto the truck, and you know, that's all work. But what I did the one year, I just started dropping it. I'll just show you actually. Yeah, I've got this this deflector you can fit, so it's not mulching the grass, it's just dropping it. But this deflector just stops stones and debris flying out the back. But if you can get the right frequency of cuts and the weather's good, it looks as good as mulching sometimes. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is the difference here, because it's a commercial job, nobody batted an eyelid that I started dropping it instead of collecting it. Now if I was at a residential job and I suddenly went from a customer being used to you collecting it and taking it away, and then suddenly started dropping it, they'd probably have something to say about it. But you find a lot of people in these offices, they're just busy doing what they do, and obviously I want to do a good job, and I don't want to leave it looking like a mess. But there's a balance, isn't there, sometimes about, you know, what's worth doing. But yeah, in recent years I've just been dropping it, and also we've had a lot of rain recently, and even though you know, a lot of us were cutting our lawns and, you know, grass and that every 2 weeks, I think there's going to be a point, if it turns warm soon, with all this moisture in the ground, it's going to grow like mad. So some of these jobs, well, I've got flexibility in the schedule. It's already agreed that I can do an extra visit a month, so that means I can come back in here in about 10 days if I want, and that 10 days can make a big difference on how quick you get a job done, how much stress you put your machines under, and the quality of the job. And also I want to mention, guys, is the ride-on mower is always my second option when it comes to grass cutting. Michael's on the inside of this job at the moment, and he's doing it all with a pedestrian mower, and there's areas in there I could use a ride-on. But if I'm doing lots of turns and that in there with this ride-on, I'm more likely to cause damage. But that pedestrian mower is doing a far better job. So some of you guys are thinking about going out and buying a ride-on. I wouldn't buy a ride-on unless you got some pretty significant sized jobs worth doing. Don't get a ride-on and think you're just going to go around all these little jobs with a ride-on. You know, you got to think about the time it takes to get a trailer on your vehicle, and you know, you got to think about buying a trailer as well, and then you got to think about where you're going to store the trailer or where you're going to store the ride-on mower. So just from my experience, if you're thinking of starting a business soon, put the ride-on mowing bit to the side for a while, build up all your pedestrian mowers and start small residential, and then build it up over the years until you're ready to make that leap. Get your client base first. There's Michael there, just zoom in. So it looks a lot nicer on the inside of there with his stripes and everything. You know, and guys, if you watch on the TV after some of these football matches, they're not using ride-on mowers, are they? They're using pedestrian mowers and going up and down, you know, about 4 or 5 people in a row. So there's a reason for that, isn't there? But yeah, you know, you can't go around mowing fields with pedestrian mowers. You know, you've got to find this balance. Anyway, guys, that's a big ramble, but if you think there's useful information I'm giving you, let me know. And you don't have to agree with me. If you don't agree with me, put your comments below. You know, that isn't a problem. It's I'm still learning things even after 17 years in the trade. So have a good day, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.